Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Constantly Calibrating. This is episode 201, and I'm your host, Brad. Joining me this week, we have Justin and Josh, and Josh still has the house guest of Justin, which is why they're on the same screen this week.
Yay!
So if you guys didn't know already, he went out there to help run the big extra live stream we just did 2 days ago, and we were, I'd say, pretty successful for our first run at that.
I'd say very successful. Look, you always hope, you always dream, as it were, that you're gonna hit your goals. You go in with that expectation, but you don't go or that expectation, but that hope. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just kind of accept that thing. But we shattered. Essentially, just to break it down, we had a goal of $500 for the total for the group. And then I think most of us had $100. For some reason, Thaddeus put $500 as personal. I don't think he understood how the website worked.
He's optimistic.
I generally don't think he knew how it worked. Nobody explained it to him. But it was 500 the goal, and then by the end of the stream, we hit 731. And as anyone watching this now can see, I believe we are at we're at 751.
Yeah, we received some donations afterwards, which that's a reminder you can still donate.
Yeah, so that's just a reminder if you're watching this, constantlycalibrating.com/extralife, go into the roster section, pick your favorite person, and, you're still able to give us bucks, I think, through December 31st. This is still going to be open.
I'm your favorite person.
Hey, and I've actually hit my personal goal, so is Ryan. Why not help these other guys get to their personal goals?
I hit my personal goal. I just erased it.
Oh, yeah, well, fine, then. You're gonna do that. Be that way.
Why did you raise it?
Because
I raised the group goal.
Where did you get that $100 from, Justin?
From my scrotum.
Yes. From and for it.
Oh, I just realized Nightbot is spamming. You put that up. Okay.
I did that. I totally did that on purpose.
All right, let me go fix that.
No, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Well, I want it to change to not be 25 hours. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just leave it.
25-hour podcast. Go.
Oh God, no.
All right. So yeah. Extra Life was a huge success. We're just going pretty much straight into that then.
Yeah, let's go straight into it. I mean, if you're here, you know who we are.
Yeah, at this point, well, hopefully they know who we are. We gained a good 30 followers on the Twitch channel from Extra Life, and we may have some new people. And if you are here and watching, thanks for joining us. And if you are here, iReaper, which you're not, thanks for joining us for a total of 16 hours of a 25-hour stream.
Yeah, was it 16? Really?
He was there for the first 12 minus a brief break, and then he showed up again for the last 4.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
As I mentioned, if it was a Royal Rumble, he's the first entry, and then when it gets thrown out near the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
What? Wait, did our was it German or Dutch friend? Did he ever show up?
Nebot, no. I haven't heard from Nebot since since the Patreon stuff ended.
Mm.
But yeah, so I guess you in the document posed the question of what went good, what went bad.
Yes, and what went bad?
So I broke this down essentially into 2 major things, and then the highlights and lowlights. And so major thing, we got featured on the Twitch front page twice during the event, for roughly 90 minutes to 2 hours at the start, and at least an hour at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, while awesome, and thank you, Twitch, for featuring this.
So
we do sincerely appreciate it, and because we hit at the start of the show, when this happened, I think we were getting 150 to 200 viewers.
Yes.
For a while there, and a few of those actually became followers almost immediately, but the first time it happened was during massive equipment failures, because we had only just gone live a few minutes earlier, and we had our mixer board die that we'd had gotten fixed working the night before that we were borrowing. That died 5 minutes before the show. One Xbox died. Our secondary PC died, and the main PC was barely functioning.
One Xbox that died. It just updated.
Yeah, okay, one Xbox refused to update. Fair enough. So for all intents and purposes, and that was how it started, and that's when we had our big push of people, when we were still trying to sort out all the technical issues. And for better or worse, that's how things went. At the end of the stream, we got featured on Twitch again at about roughly 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
when we were going offline at 9 a.m.
So, who do we know at Twitch?
Oh no, I know someone at Twitch.
We know a few people.
Okay.
I know someone at Twitch. Like I know a few people, and I know who helped us out on this one. I don't know if I can say their name because I don't know if that was a on and up thing, so I don't want to throw them under the bus.
That's fine.
If it was something they should not have done, I don't know how the hierarchy of that shit works. But yeah, so we got on there for like the last for what was supposed to be the last 30 minutes of the stream again, and it's like, you know, we're hitting like 70 people and it's 9 a.m. and we're like, oh, what do we do here? Like, we're featured on Twitch. We're getting a lot of people, but I've been doing this for 25 hours. So we reached like that weird point of like just super hyper mega ultra exhaustion.
Yep.
Where we almost posed the thing. It's like, okay, for every $1 you donate to us, we will stay up 1 minute longer.
That's what you're supposed to do.
We should have probably done that in the grand scheme of things, because we were having a great time at that point.
Yeah, we were.
But again, I had been up for 25 hours. I hadn't seen my son in 2 days, and it was just an exhausting, we need this to be done sort of experience.
Yes.
So then the other a cool thing was, as we had mentioned before, we got featured on Rooster Teeth. YouTube.com/roosterteeth. We were featured from roughly 5 a.m. Local time here. So 6 a.m. 4 a.m. Pacific, for a little over an hour. During that stream, it ended up being an hour earlier than we expected, which kind of fucked over Brad being part of it, sadly. I said sadly twice because it was really sad, but it kind of fucked the ability for him to be on the stream over. And thanks, Cake Man. Yeah, we do have a nice shave going on.
We'll get to that in a moment.
We'll get into that in a second. So, we were doing Dying Light. We were playing that, not Dying Light, sorry. 7 Days to Die.
Yes.
And with some special guests, which we'll bring up in a second. And the special guest posed, we are $301, said, okay, if we have $400, we're going to give out a PlayStation Plus card, a year one. He had $450, we'll do another one. $500, we'll shave our faces, because Justin had a nice thick beard. One, Cut Right, who you guys know, who's been on things, has a nice big beard. Yeah. And this other Jordan, who co-founded Twitch AZ, had a gorgeous mustache.
Very gorgeous.
And then I was the other guy with a kind of a half-ass beard there. But I haven't shaved in like 6 years at that point. And posited that. So we're at $300. He posited that. 11 minutes later, we were at $700. Because one person donated $300.
Thank you, one person.
And on top of that, earlier in the night, we posed the option of, if there was 50 at once, Josh will take a nut kick.
Yep.
And within about 20 minutes, we had that $50 all at once.
Well, it was $50 or $300 total, to be clear.
Yeah.
We had both of those in about 20 minutes later.
I think what we've learned from this is stupid human tricks, and anything that will show us doing harm to ourselves on camera will get money.
I'm not even kidding. That is actually on my notes for next year to plan more stunts.
Our team Michael suggested a taser.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Well, because
I'm scared of a fucking taser.
Well, that's what happened. Rooster Teeth did last year. Is Michael Jones got tased in the back.
That doesn't surprise me, but I know.
Well, but to be clear, their level for tasing was like $500,000.
Wow. Okay.
So I'll do it if we reach $500,000 next year. I'd consider it, certainly. I don't.
Yeah.
Not really my favorite idea, but again, getting kicked in the nuts by my friend who trains in Kung Fu was also not my favorite idea. And for reference, if anyone wonders, I actually do have a slight bruise above the shaft. So, because she kicked a little too high.
Whoops.
But possibly intentionally, possibly not, who knows. But that being said, and if you're curious about seeing that, I think it's on our Facebook page, because iReaper, of course, clipped it for us.
Oh yeah, or if iReaper's ever in the chat, just mention it, he'll bring it up.
All of a sudden, he's clipping shit for us.
That's become a big thing for him.
It started on my stream when I was screwing up at Battlefield, and he felt the need to clip both of those.
Essentially, yeah.
And he's just been doing it since.
But let's get through a couple of other things quickly. So highlights. We did Gang Beasts with a bunch of people. Probably the single most fun thing I think I've ever done.
Yes.
Like, if I had money, I would fly out there or fly people here just to film 1,000 hours of that, because it was just absurdly fun. We are going to be, that and other stuff, we're going to be making, essentially highlights and putting up on youtube.com/concalpod. I have a busy week ahead of me, so it might take me a couple weeks to get these all up there, but Gang Beasts will be a priority. Death Squared with myself, Justin, Thaddeus, and my wife, Charnel. Another really fun experience.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope to film a 2-player one with her as a Let's Play, test our marriage. We ended the stream with 2 hours of Quiplash 2 because we spent 30 minutes trying to get Hitman working and it wouldn't work. And we just said, fuck it, let's just play more Quiplash. We ended up having a full game with, I think, 10 people in the Quiplash audience.
Yes.
And extremely active chat. Which is why we almost kept going, because it was just too much damn fun. And then Thad recommended this game called Dungeons of Fate, this like super simple game that I just didn't know what to think of, and I just signed off on it because I just needed to fill an hour slot. Like, that's the only reason I signed off. Him and his friend Josiah were there. We played it all, essentially, it's, either can be played everyone on one keyboard, or we discovered then that you could actually have controllers, and that is a must play for us to do a Let's Play in, because that was probably one of the funnest things I've done. It's just like a kind of randomized, but like old, like Windows 3.1 style game, you know?
Something like that.
You know, old Windows kind of thing.
I mean, graphic style looks like the original Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of in that wheelhouse of it.
But you actually train, you can pick your class, get gear and all that crap too. It's fun.
And then, and then there's just a lot of
a mayor.
Yeah, a lot of fun things. Josiah became a mayor. But we'll have a clip of that. We're gonna put that up as well because that was a good one.
Good.
Lowlights. You know, essentially equipment failures. We ran that whole stream, which actually proved something awesome. We ran that whole stream with numerous people in my house off a fucking blue snowball. And it worked well. We've listened back to most of it. It actually sounds fine. Like, it would have been better to have the whole rigmarole, and we could have done a lot more stuff with it, but it was fine. Like, that made me so happy to realize. Essentially, we had the blue snowball, 2 webcams, 2 C920s, and that was and then 3 computers. Like, that was our equipment, and a couple of extra monitors. And it worked great, but that happened because of equipment failure, so I guess it's like a good it happened sort of thing almost.
Yeah.
Because we learned kind of a thing. Let's see, what's the other lowlights here? I put Halo 5 and GTA Online. 2 favorite games to play, but they just, because of the issues getting Justin online and staying online in both games, and to be clear, just not having a strong plan. They were fun, but I don't think either one belonged on a stream. Both of those would have been better as edited Let's Plays.
Yeah. Was he playing off of your old PC?
For GTA, yeah.
Yes.
I blame the PC.
It's a fair thing. It's a fair kind of thing. And honestly, I theorize also, we already know GT doesn't like me. Because whenever I'm us in general, but it's me definitely specifically because I can't stay in a public game. So my theory is I couldn't keep both computers running at the same time, and it just threw his off for whatever reason. So that's my theory about that. But there were just a lot of issues. GTA was great because we had one of our guests, Jen Lozelda, was in there, and that was fun chatting with her and things like that, as it always is. But both of those games, like Halo, we were nervous at that point, and then GTA, we were like low energy already a little bit. So it just, Dying Light was the same problem almost. Very low energy. It was fun, but we were low energy, and we just couldn't. Our reaction times were so slow. Like, it got to the point that we just passed it off to both the Jordans in the house to just be like, "You guys do this shit."
You know what I actually enjoyed?
What?
The commentary that you guys were giving while Charnel was playing the cooking VR. That was a really good spot. Like, the rest of the VR felt kind of weak. I'll be honest, it felt weak.
I agree. People
were coming and going, and there was no commentary. It was just somebody playing. But, like, once y'all started commentary during the VR, that was really solid stuff, I felt. Which
I actually want to now try to do that. That actually gave me the idea. Thad and I already filmed some VR stuff, but I think I'm actually going to throw it in the can and just not bother with it. It was mostly just a test to see if we could record VR. But that gave me the idea now that I actually want to do more VR, like how we recorded it, and just have multiple people in a room commentating, even if it's takes longer to film stuff.
I think the greatest thing about that, you're going to be doing this in this room while we're commentating. Everybody's going to see the person actually playing VR getting closer to us, and someone's going to get knocked out.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to happen. I mean, as it is, I got punched in the face during VR by Brian. I got hit in the ass by Thaddeus, and Charnel stepped on my foot because I was too stupid to keep my distance. And because this room is far smaller, so
Oh yeah, following Brian with the headset, that was interesting.
yeah. Brian, following Brian as he kept walking around while trying to put a headset on his head. But what were some of the parts you enjoyed, Brad?
Well, I really, really enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons. It was high energy, but it was very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand. It was the middle of the night too, is at least on where we're for East Coast. So I can understand people dropping at that point, especially if it wasn't their bag. But
and yeah, and again, it was also very unstructured. We even talked about this during the stream. It was only 2 people there knew what they were doing, really. And we, the 3 of us, the 3 of us on this stream right now,
right.
We're getting going as we were going, but I think it ultimately worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I think we probably need to test throughout the year and see what's a strong, high commentary game, and bring those back next year.
That's
even if we play the shit out of them.
So things we need next year. Next year we need, possibly not do the hour by hour schedule, and pick out. No. We could do that for some things, and we'll do that for maybe some sponsored things, but we'll pick and choose a lot of things we know we're good at. That's actually where Helldivers came in, which ended up not being good or bad, really. It wasn't by any means bad, but it wasn't as good as it usually could be.
I was exhausted when we played Helldivers.
Exactly.
I needed food. I was. My second wind was not kicking in yet, and I was just not there for it.
No, I agree, and I think that was a huge problem. I think there were issues with it. Again, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. But we're gonna have more cultivated games. We're gonna make sure all the equipment's working days ahead of time. I'm actually gonna buy my own damn mixer before next year. We're gonna have a better plan in place for that. We're gonna have some better contingencies in place as well. And then most important thing I feel is we're gonna have it might be a few different people coming and going, but we're gonna have a dedicated social media / giveaway runner.
Yeah, we have to have that.
Because the moment
I've noticed.
The moment Cut Rate came over, things improved. He became dedicated to chat, and he became dedicated to hyping the shit out of giveaways. And then we ended up giving away a dozen things by the end of the stream, because that all should have been given out earlier, because we just couldn't focus on playing and playing, interacting, and then interacting on that next level. So this taught a lot of things, but this is going a little longer than I wanted to. So can I just I'm going to go through all the thank yous really quickly. I'm just going to try to rapid fire. So we hit our goal. First off, thank you. Want to thank Hoplon, who gave us the Heavy Metal Machines closed beta codes. Then AMD for giving me the 8370 processor and the R9 390 graphics card, which allowed us to actually have VR and allowed us to really have the stream work at its full potential power. Tiny Build, thank you for the keys for Cluster's truck to give away. Crazy Make-em-ups. I'm going to apologize the shit after you guys. We really should have, before we accepted sponsorship, really checked out the game better and gotten a better feel for it. It was not an appropriate game for our audience and for us to play on stream. And we didn't realize that until we started it up. We fucked up on that, and I do sincerely apologize. At some point, maybe we can make content with it, but at this time, it's not appropriate a game for us to play, and I do apologize for not vetting that better. Social Awkward Studios, thank you for the mixer, even though we didn't get to use it due to issues. You guys are still awesome to loan us that. That goes above and beyond. Let's see who else. Then, okay, our guests. I already mentioned Jen Lozelda. Go follow her at RT_Lozelda on Twitter. You'll find all of her Twitch information stuff. She is amazing. She had just gotten out of a horrible fucking surgery for cancer, which you can get. She has all that stuff posted on her Twitter you can read about. And she was awesome to come on and chat with us. That was above and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
On Percocet, no less.
On Percocet, no less. So that was outstanding of her. Jordan James Cutright, who we've had on before. He was with us for about 7 hours. And it was our dedicated hype man. He was amazing, highly entertaining, made Hello Neighbor, which was also, could have been a catastrophe with how bad that game was working and in the current state of alpha. He made that enjoyable. And much else. He made a lot of the stuff we did, took it up a notch. He brought over, Jordan Ricigliano, I almost said it wrong. Jordan Ricigliano, the co-founder Twitch AZ, another outstanding person, really helped us out, really did a solid for us, bringing some good entertainment. Thank you to our chat. You guys, Mary, Taka at the end there, Reaper throughout, Easy Pone, and a bunch of other people. Sorry if I'm forgetting your name. A lot of you were great. Some of you stayed for 20 hours a total of, and it was just an amazing experience chatting with you guys and working with you. I cannot wait to see you guys in stream more often. I hope to see more of you all. And then some of the final thank yous. Jack Patillo, Chelsea Atkinson, and the Rooster Teeth community. You guys had us on for an hour on your channel to do stuff, and you were loving, caring, and helped us, and you were amazing. And then finally, our donors. I thanked you all at the end of the stream. There are many of you. You know who you are. Thank every single one of you. Some of you big donors who didn't get giveaways. We will be in contact soon. We still have stuff. I want to make it up to you for how awesome you were. And then the final thank you. Thank you to this guy here for being an amazing co-host and co-runner. Thank you to Brad for all the great work you did. Thank you to Thaddeus for all the great work you did. Thank you to Joe for staying up until the middle of the damn night to play D&D with us. And an extra special thank you to Ryan Furster, who went above and beyond leading up to it, took great leadership thing, like pushed the shit out of this, and then still kept trying to push and interact even after having to be hospitalized the day before, through the morning of, pretty much. Like, you are a fucking phenomenal human being, and I love the shit out of you, man. And then a final thank you to my wife who let me do all this crap, because goddamn woman, you were dumb to let me do it. But I thank you.
She kept us fed.
Yeah, she fed us. She made food all day, bought us donuts, did everything. Like, no, without her, that stream would have not had nowhere near as much energy as it did.
Yeah.
So that's it. ConstantCalibrating.com/extralife. Please, we'll gladly accept more donations. And thank you, Brad. I want to hear BlizzCon because I miss all of BlizzCon because of Extra Life.
Well, funny story. I kind of did too. I got to see most of the stuff Friday. And I went into freak out mode after the last panel, realizing I had to get the house in order for the next day. And as you can probably see, if you've seen us before, I'm not in my usual place. We completely rearranged my living room for that stream.
Couch.
But yes, you love the couch. We put a cover on it, but the cats have already messed it up with their claws. But you can't tell from there, so it looks good. BlizzCon was last Friday, and I won't say it was a bad BlizzCon, and I won't say it was an amazing BlizzCon. I will say it was acceptable. We had a lot going on there, and from various places. It was their 25th anniversary as a company, and the 20th anniversary for Diablo as a franchise. But basically, I'm gonna run through this quick, because not everybody's huge on this is like I am. But so first off, we finally got to see Overwatch reveal Sombra, the character that had been teased through the alternate reality game for months on end, which far too long came out and admitted that they're bad at reality games.
No, really. Like, I mean, we talked about that on the we talked about that on the catch-all a few weeks ago, and I mean that was just absurd.
If you're not releasing a full game, your ARG should not last 3 or 4 months. Period.
No.
That should have been like 2 weeks out from BlizzCon. You start it, run it every other day. Done. That said, she's a really cool character. She is, I'll say Latin, but I think she's specifically Mexican.
I think that's right. I believe that's right.
She is a blast to play, actually. I did get my hands on her today. I downloaded the PTR early this morning, and I found a couple minutes to step in. She's a stealth character. She has about 5 to 6 seconds of stealth, in which she also runs faster, which is nice if you need to get the hell out of somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
She can throw a teleporter beacon. So what's really fun is hitting your stealth, running, and while you're running, throw the teleporter beacon. And if you've still got somebody near where you are when your stealth runs off, you can pop that teleporter beacon and go somewhere else entirely. And she throws it, lobs it like a grenade. It has range, so you can really get her in some nice positions on the maps. Other than that, she uses a SMG, single hand. It's got a slightly long clip, I feel like, right now. She can shoot longer than Tracer, which I think she should, but it's almost 3 times as long, I'm guessing, as Tracer can shoot. It feels a little strong for the rest of her kit. I expect maybe a 10 to 12 bullet nerf eventually, or maybe they'll just nerf the power of it. It's got good range, close and mid. Even long range, you can still hit stuff with it.
So she sounds like she's just extremely versatile.
She's very versatile, and on top of that, her right click, you aim at any character, and it disables everything but their single fire, their regular fire. They can't use anything else for a short time.
I'm taking back versatile. She sounds a bit overpowered.
She's strong. She's very strong, and her ultimate does that to everybody. It's an EMP that does that to everybody around. So
she's going to be the favorite of trolls once she hits.
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't get a good match in with her because that's all everybody wanted to play. So it was just 6-on-6 Sombra for the couple matches I saw. Except for one where we had a Reinhardt.
I don't know. Get 4 Sombras, a Reinhardt, and a Mercy, and you probably have a Destruction Incarnate team if everyone plays well.
Yes, she will be very strong to play with in that situation. However, nice little thing, you're not going to see that anymore outside of outside of the arcade.
Okay.
They are taking away dual characters in quick match, just like in competitive play.
Sure.
So you won't see doubles of anything anymore. That said, arcade mode will have that, and it's called No Limits. So it's basically quick play with no limits on characters. They just made it its own mode within arcade. There's also new 3v3, 1v1. They moved all of the old, what are they called? The special maps. The event maps. I can't remember what they're called right now. I'm blanking. Brawls. The brawls are all inside of this arcade mode now.
That makes sense.
And then there's, they've got room for like new brawls that they can switch in and out. And all this has like new ways to get loot. So if you win, every 3 wins up to 9 in the arcade mode every week gets you a loot box. So it feels good. It's a nice update. Really strong. And on top of all that, we're getting Overwatch League.
Yeah. So what is that? I've heard a little bit.
So Overwatch League is essentially, I won't say the first, but probably the strongest push we've ever seen for a true professional esports league. There are investors involved. I saw some shots of specific held seats at presentations, like Bobby Kotick was there. I think the owner of the Rams or the Lions was there. I can't remember. But they're pushing. They're going to have recruitments and what they call compounds in different areas. And there's going to be like city teams all across the nation. So it's going to be a true professional league in that sense.
That's actually pretty outstanding. And I mean, it's the person who's not super into esports personally. I can say that Overwatch is probably one of the few games I would genuinely consider watching because I find Overwatch extraordinarily entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that, especially if they go as far to create city skins for each team.
That'd be cool. If they actually go well, it's Blizzard. Of course they're going to go that extra mile, especially if they're taking this seriously. But yeah, like have a flag or the national, or not the national, or the specific place's bird or something, or animal or something like that,
right,
somewhere emblazoned.
I would love to see that. But it's in the beginning. We won't see anything official about that until next year. But they have the promo art and promo stuff out. It looks like the old MLB logo, but they used Tracer and made it gray and white and orange, and it's just her silhouette running. It makes perfect sense. So yeah, it was Overwatch heavy, I feel, probably overall, but it felt good. Moving on.
Well, I mean, Overwatch is their big thing right now, so that's understandable.
It is. I mean, they've touted 20 million players since its launch in April, which is ridiculous if you think about it. But other than that, there was a lot of WoW talk in panels, not at the actual main stage. Anyone who played the last expansion and was unsure if they were going to recover from the rut they were in, they have.
Yeah.
To a point of, I feel this patching has not been this good since probably Burning Crusade, maybe Vanilla. They're going to start releasing patches in sequences of whether it's ready or not. So, like, if you've got a small patch, per se, with, like, 4 planned features, and one of them's not ready, you release the patch and move that 4th feature to the next patch up the cycle. They're trying to do things like that to keep the content fresh instead of making you wait forever just because one feature's not ready anymore. They went on to detail the next 2 patches, and there's so much content in the pipeline. I'm kind of worried that I won't be able to do some of it. It's really amazing.
Well, yeah, you were posting in the Fortua group, the guild group. You were posting about just like this. They've done it. They fixed everything. Like I didn't really get to read anything you were posting because again, busy with the Extra Life stuff. But you seemed very excited.
It's a lot of things that people have been asking for a long time, and they've claimed they were committed to an updated patch cycle and giving us consistent content. And this is what we're getting. I mean, they're staying true to that promise this time. They're being open and honest about it. They're not really holding back information, but they aren't giving it to us too early either. I felt if we had gone much longer without information, it would have felt bad. But now that we know what's on the horizon again, just like we did right after launch, we found out about the 7.1 patch. This is where they need to head, and I'm very confident in the future of this game again. So
that's outstanding.
It is. I don't want to delve too deep, but if I had to pick a favorite visual thing just to throw at you guys, flying class mounts for everybody.
Yeah, I saw that. That actually is one of the cooler things. A person who used to be obsessed with collecting mounts, that's actually pretty amazing.
Yes.
Like just a cool, like simple vanity thing, but vanity is how MMOs survive.
It is. Vanity, customization, things like that. They sound like they might possibly be working on an idea for guild housing eventually, but they just still aren't sure how to implement it properly.
Yeah, like they bring guild housing in, I may have to go buy fucking all the catch up on WoW. Like that's my bane. We know this.
I think the thing they're stuck on with that is they don't know how to do it and make it the right amount of customization. So, I mean, I've got plenty of examples out there. If they would love to come have a seat to sit down with me, I will point them in the right direction. Other than that, let's move on to Starcraft. They unveiled the last little bit on the Nova trilogy. I haven't touched any of that yet. Honestly, I need to finish Legacy of the Void. I'm way out of touch with Starcraft.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't even buy Legacy of the Void yet.
I did not beat Hardest Form yet.
I beat that before you.
I'm a little worried about the future of StarCraft because I know one of the professional Korean leagues recently shut down.
So yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on with StarCraft. I'm not sure they know what's going on with StarCraft. So, but they are working on quality of life improvements. They just added the custom match announcers, which if you bought the virtual ticket, you actually get a Diva from Overwatch announcing your games for you, which is cool.
Which is really cool.
And to be clear, it's not like a PvP announcer. It's, your standard, your Overmind, your Command Center. They take over that role in your games, which is fun. I think they're going a little cosmetic for right now, but maybe we'll see more on that next year. I think they need to cook some more and decide what they're doing with it. Hearthstone's getting another expansion. That's always going to happen at BlizzCon, pretty much. It's another major card expansion. It's I really like the theme of it. They've taken the idea of back streets, back alleys, gangsters, and created these 3 factions that support 3 classes each, and as such have introduced what they call the tri-class card. So normally you would have cards that are either open or they're stuck for one class. Well, these cards revolve around 3 classes at the same time, and any one of those 3 classes can put it in their deck. And it's a really cool idea. It opens up a lot of different customization. Got a friend who plays a lot, and he's excited about it, I'm sure. And there's just a lot of fun art and little things they've done with it. And I really want to see them incorporate this lore into the main WoW game. Because the idea of what used to be this tiny little port town, Gadgetzan, in the desert, being this bustling city of crime and gangs in my WoW game is amazing, and I want that so bad now.
I mean, if you're gonna make anyone into this kind of back alley gangsters, I would have automatically assumed goblins, but like the whole have Gadgetzan doing it, I'll take it.
It's revolving around goblins, Pandaren, ogres, brutes, things like that. And you've still got other stuff that doesn't quite fit where you would think. Like, there's some Tauren ladies. There's some of the stuff from Mists of Pandaria that people kind of overlooked, like the bug races and the little bunny race. They've been updated with new fun little art styles to make them different. And of course, there's a Ninja Murloc. So.
Well, of course.
How can you not?
And I'm gonna try and cap this off here now, so we don't go on too long about it. But this was what I was the most hyped about: Diablo 3. We had no clue what was going on with the Diablo franchise, but we expected a lot because it was the 20th anniversary. And I won't say they under-delivered or over-delivered, but I'm happy with what we got.
Okay. So what did we get?
The biggest thing we got is the Necromancer is finally coming to Diablo 3. A lot of people are excited about that. That was the most requested missing class from the current game. It looks solid. I watched the introduction and like the design concept of how they got to where they ended up for this release character or current version of release character, and I'm really happy with what they've done. And I don't have any background in Diablo 1 or 2, only what I've barely, touched on here and there with the old games. I have a hard time playing them because the resolution is just so low. It's difficult for me to play them, not from a visual standpoint, but just I can't tell what's going on sometimes. But we're getting that back in the game sometime in 2017. It's going to be part of a first, I don't know what to call it other than premium content. They're gonna charge for it.
Okay.
I figure they charge $40 for an expansion, 15 to 20 seems fair for a character class. And it's also going to come with stuff like character slots, inventory, expansion, pets, and little fun, sparkly things for you. But that was probably the biggest thing about Diablo. Now, we're also getting, for the 20th anniversary in January, a Darkening of Tristram event, which is 16 floors of the original Diablo dungeon remade in D3.
I read that as the Darkening of Tristram.
Yeah, I totally read the Dankening, and I'm like, okay, so Blizzard's going memes now. Cool.
There's more memes with Blizzard than you realize.
No, I'm aware of that, but like that is a word that used to be associated only with caves, and now it's associated with memes. So.
I know, and I personally do not recognize it as such.
I don't either.
It means caves. So this is an anniversary patch. You're going to have 16 floors. They're not doing the whole game because that would be a bit much, and they want it to be an event that is repeatable yearly. So every January, they're going to have this event in game for a whole month. And it'll have, like I said, 16 floors, lots of Easter eggs, they said, all 4 original bosses. So if you've played D1, you know who those 4 are. If you don't, come play it and find out. And the coolest thing, like, one of the classic things about Diablo was in the D1 ending, the Soul Stone gets socketed into the dude's head at the end. And that's going to be actually a transmoggable and first legendary gem in D3. So you'll just have this red gem in your head running around. And you'll see it visually on your character. It's kind of cool. And it actually has some powerful affixes to it as well.
That's neat.
Yeah. If you're into Diablo, you know why that's cool. It's, I feel like I will enjoy it at least.
Essentially, they are just treat Diablo 3 as a platform. It's just extended upon that now.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the smart way to go until they're ready to expand upon it. So beyond that, we're getting a lot of really nice quality of life features for the game that we have requested over the past year. They're introducing what's called the Armory, which essentially allows you 5 save slots of your gear, your talents, your gems, everything basically but your Paragon points. So if you want to switch from one of your class sets to another slightly different build, you just click a button now. And that's going to make the game a lot more seamless and a lot more fun to play. They're adding a crafting user interface, so your crafting stuff's no longer going to take up inventory space. It's just going to be a slide-out panel, and you'll see everything you have. As well as the Enchantress. No, not the Enchantress. I cannot remember what her name is. The lady who changes, the way your wardrobe looks. She's getting a dye module added to her as well, so you can just change it and fix everything on the fly.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm exhausted. That was a lot.
That was a lot. You almost talked as much as I do.
Speaking about Josh talking.
Speaking about me talking.
I'm going to take a break because today's N7 day, guys, and Josh is peeing his pants.
Well, let's see. I'm wearing an N7. Let's see. Let me pull up the camera so I can see where I am. I'm wearing an N7 shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing an N7 jacket. And, N7 socks.
What, no underwear?
I don't own N7 underwear.
Not yet.
They don't make it for men. And
Justin, go get a Sharpie.
They don't make it for men, and I've considered buying women's underwear.
That's what
I'm
saying.
I've fully considered it a couple of times.
You'll be surprised how comfy it is.
I've worn.
If you buy... I was going to say, if you buy boy shorts in the right size, they might work.
Boy shorts work well enough. Thongs, nah, not so much tried that before. There's a little too much split railing going on there. But
so, how about that Mass Effect?
So, okay, let's just start with the first thing. And I feel like it's almost the final nail in the coffin of getting remasters. They officially confirmed what we already knew was happening. Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 are coming to Xbox One backwards compatibility. All DLC, and if I understood what I read earlier right, you can transfer saves across all three games. It's essentially a slightly up-resed Mass Effect that you can now play on the Xbox One. That's pretty much all it is. It's the exact same experience. So, I wouldn't say give up your hopes of a remaster, but it's probably pretty unlikely at this point. But
this generation.
At least this generation, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if a future generation, or maybe a Scorpio / PS4 Pro exclusive kind of remaster might happen alongside a PC thing. But yeah, it was cool. But the more important thing there was actually a lot of stuff that happened on N7 Day, including all these places are revealing different toys and stuff. But the most important thing, an Andromeda full reveal trailer. Now, I know I've watched it more times than I can count. I know Justin's watched it once. Did you watch it, Brad?
I've watched it at least twice.
Cool. We're going to try something a little bit new. We are going to watch the trailer live and do some little commentary. And I just realized the flaw in my plan.
What's that?
You and I are going to have no sound.
We can imagine.
I've watched it enough. I think I have it memorized. We can actually... So yeah. So we're going to watch that. So this is a test thing. We're going to try something new. So let's get that. The link should be in the document, Brad.
The first link at the top here?
Yeah, the one that says Andromeda full reveal trailer.
Okay, I gotta pause it there. Okay, I'm letting it load.
Yeah, I have it at 000. So, okay, let's get the React video in place. And then transition. Aha!
What have we got here? I don't see anything. Did you change the stream?
Yeah, it should pop up in just a few seconds. So that being said, we're going to try watching this. I got one final thing. I got to put the sound on. So I think the sound's going to be pretty low for you guys because I don't have to want to test it. But anyways, we're going to watch the trailer. We're going to comment during it. So if you haven't watched this yet, you may want to go watch it. But let's hit play. Watch a little bit of the Andromeda cinematic reveal. So...
That's a big ship.
That's a big ship. First off, the voice here is of Papa Ryder, and it's Clancy Brown, for those wondering. What we are seeing is the Hyperion, which is the main ship that Papa Ryder, I forget the actual first name, is the Pathfinder for. He's out supposed to find stuff in Andromeda, essentially. And it looks like shit went down. Obviously. I love, by the way, the design of the new Andromeda armor. And this guy, by the way, this male rider character is sexy as hell. I'm just going to put that out there. First time I've ever seen fan base like, can I romance myself?
This eyes are dreamy.
What is this thing?
So, okay, this new Asari's name is PB, by the way. P-E-E-B-E-E. And then, by the way, Frostbite, gorgeous.
Every game needs to be made in Frostbite.
Every game. It's just absolutely gorgeous how it's run, but I'm still trying to figure out so many things, like, who are these aliens? What's the deal with them?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to be this game's version of the Reaper kind of stuff, but they kind of look Prothean to me. And then there's this tentacle monster, which again screams Reaper. It's just a lot of shit going on, and we really don't know what we're dealing with here.
I think like the desert machine that looks Reaper to me.
Mm-hmm. It definitely does. And then we got the basketball hoop head here, who Mac Walters. Somebody made a comment referring to it as a him, and he's like, not a him, not a her response.
Huh.
And the final thing, bottom right here, the Game Awards listed. That's where the first gameplay is actually going to be, true gameplay is going to be shown. Confirmed for December 1st. But I'm going to back up here to about, where is it?
Okay.
I'm going to about 121. There we go.
I have a question before you jump into that. The new helmets, is it just me, or do you see a face like on the mouthpiece because of the two little orange lines on their cheeks, and like kind of ignore the actual visual spot? It's freaking me out. I'm like, is that an alien? And I have to remind myself, no, that's the new armor.
Oh yeah, like it's kind of has a mandible effect, right?
Yeah, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I pulled it up at 106 here. Yeah, no, it definitely has like kind of a mouth thing going on. And then there's also the question, and then this N7 is Papa Ryder. Whenever we see an N7, it's most likely him. This, like, I love it, but like this whole jacket scarfy, like, fold over thing is just interesting to me. I'm just really fascinated with what they're doing with that design change. I guess it's because it is more Explorer-esque.
Yeah, so you've got 106. Is that the,
that was
triangle?
That was the face mask. Yeah, with the triangle in his hand. When he's reaching up towards something.
Yeah, I see. It looks kind of Halo-ish from where I'm standing. There's like the two triangles coming down, and there's the triangle over his hand, and it's got the light shooting up.
Yeah. At 121, 122, I have it paused now. We get our first look at there are actually going to be Solarians in this game. Like the one race we haven't really seen, the two major races we have not seen yet are Turians and Quarians. Though I know Kyle Scarlett, a friend of ours, is determined there's a Quarian at one point, but to me, I couldn't find it in the actual video. He sent me a screenshot. It looks just kind of like, it just looks like a helmet with a bad reflection.
Well, I totally overlooked the Solarians.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it.
And then, let's see here. And then, 127, we have, let me go jump back a little bit. We have, the basketball hoop backhead thing, which is a lot of great comics about people dunking on that, by the way, on the internet. Let me tell you, the internet is something else. But we see a lot of people kind of imprisoned. It looks like the people imprisoned. We can't really make out the face of the person on the far right, but the person in center, I feel, is supposed to be the Avatar character, which in this trailer is Male Rider. And then there's also Femme Rider, who they're switching off in every trailer, who they're going to show to keep the marketing, even. That's
fair.
But one thing I think a lot of people forget is that both people are in the game. You're not either male rider or female rider. You're twins. You're the twin children of the father character.
So we're playing two characters this time?
You're playing one, but your sibling is in the game, is my understanding of it. So assume it's going to be a situation where your sibling dies early on, or a situation where they're just a companion, which I think that's a really awesome idea, having your possible other person you could have been be your companion. I think that's a kind of a next step kind of thing for BioWare almost.
I hope they pull a Fallout and let us customize both.
The rumor, not confirmed right now, is that you get to customize both the father and both children. And now the question is whether... Some people are a little confused with the wording. It sounds like you may be able to customize the father, and that determines the children's look. Huh. Or you do get to customize them all, or you only get to customize. I think no matter what, we're going to be able to customize both siblings, though. Or maybe they'll do it the way Dragon Age 2 did it. You customized your Hawk character, and based on your customizations, it shows what his siblings looked like. And his mother, actually. It changed what she looked like as well. Oh. Something a lot of people overlooked when they were playing the game, because you kind of between playthroughs may forget, but it was a little nice little feature. So they have a lot of options there, but I'm really excited after watching this trailer. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of questions asked. But one of the cooler things that they're doing is they started the Andromeda Initiative, and what that is here, let me set that up. So what that is, wait, why is that not? Let's try that again. Yeah, that's showing my desktop, I know. So I think that's gonna
break it.
I think it's gonna work fine. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, just took it a second. I was a little freaking out a bit. So anyways, if you pull up the other video link I sent Brad, I think that should load for you.
Okay.
You may have to sign in. There's the Andromeda Initiative, which is a thing that you can sign up for. And it's essentially going to be, there's some background story of the universe at this point leading up to the Andromeda Initiative. But what it does is it allows you to watch 6 videos and unlock some stuff for the game. But again, it gives you history. The first video is a welcome orientation from the founder of the Andromeda Initiative. So if you look on the website, I think I may have my cursor turned off, but up in the top right, it says July 25th, 2184, which in Mass Effect lore is around the time Shepard's being awoken in Mass Effect 2. So that's when we're supposed to be viewing this as an initiate. And then the actual program leaves on 2185, which is right before the Reapers invade.
Huh.
So that's when this is essentially taking place. And do you have it pulled up?
Yeah, I see, like, the whole website is just the moon, I guess.
If you should look for maybe the third thing down, the brief.
Let me see what you've got pulled up. Okay, so cripes.
That's okay.
It just pulled up the moon video for me, but it shows the sign in and stuff.
You you might have to sign in if you with an EA account.
The third thing, the mission training.
Let me go back for a second.
See, because I'm still signed in another browser.
Okay, Andromeda mission training, view briefings.
Okay, so I'll click that.
If you click that, and then on the count of when I say go, 3, 2, 1, go, hit the watch brief thing.
Okay.
And so 3, 2, 1, go. So this is the founder of the Andromeda Initiative, GN. And we're not going to do this during the stream, but you can actually click on these tell me abouts and get a lot of information. The other stuff we saw was all in-game, apparently, from Frostbite Engine. This is just a video made. But what we're seeing right now is the inside, I believe, of the Hyperion. But what's special about Jen is she mentions there's 4 ARC ships, I believe, including the Hyperion, and each is going to be a different member race from the Citadel, from Council Space.
Huh.
We've already seen Asari, we've already seen Solarian, we've seen Human. Mm-hmm. The question is the last one Turian? And if so, are we going to see Volus in this? Like, who are we going to miss out on seeing? So, like, this is like the Hyperion ship. The big, massive Citadel-ish looking one we saw before was actually the Nexus, which apparently leaves 5 years ahead of time. And gets there first, which is what the ship GN is on. So they discover life in the Andromeda Galaxy, and they're going to explore it. And what's really cool is it's a 600-year journey. So that's when this game takes place. But we have things like the new Nomad, the Tempest ship, which are going to be your ship, both of your things you have, drop pods, which are going to be used, and then a whole thing on First Contact Protocol, which we already know is going to go awry. The Pathfinder is going to be the most military trained scientific person of each race. So in this case, it's Papa Ryder, who apparently we see here on the right, who was one of the first N7s, was also on the served with John Grissom, who on his ship when they went through the relay, discovered the Turians, and started the First Contact War. So he's one of the people responsible for First Contact with the Turians.
So we're assuming hypersleep is a thing at this point.
And yeah, hypersleep is definitely a thing. They're going to be asleep. So you part of the game is you wake up and shit is going wrong, very wrong. Okay. And and then when you watch it, you get 1/6 of the way towards getting rewarded with a helmet. Now, it's really. So I'm going to pull up in the stream. You're not going to see this, Brad, but for everyone, pulling up just an image of Papa Ryder that has been made available. You could see in there, and it just as a referential thing. It's really cool. what they are, what they're doing with this world, with this expansion on things, and it's really enticing me, the lore of it. And I've been talking my ass off about this, so
I just want that fourth ship to be full of Elcor.
yeah, the fourth ship just be all Elcor. But so yeah, you are. This is actually a better image. The Andromeda Initiative is what you are joining up with.
If I don't have a Krogan in my squad, I'm gonna be pissed.
They've shown a Krogan. In the I believe it was the E3 trailer, there was a Krogan dangling someone by the feet out a window.
Yeah, the whole like, hey, this is what Mass Effect looks like. Here's a Frostbite engine.
Pretty much. So yeah, that whole showing off just how cool things are. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of fascinating stuff. We still don't really know a lot, but I'm going to jump ahead of my thing. So essentially, it was being confirmed by Mac Walters and a bunch of other people that they are going to have a huge gameplay trailer reveal at the Game Awards on December 1st. Mac Walters said, so Jeff Keighley said, I think people will be pleasantly surprised when they find out how much is being shown. Mac Walters responded back with, that's the goal. We're pulling out all the stops for the big night. So like the rumor right now is again, leaks and things like that tend to happen. Somebody said like we're going to get 10 minutes of gameplay during the award show, which for an award show seems like a lot to me for one specific. Yeah, it
so well for Dishonored too.
Exactly.
But this isn't Dishonored.
Yeah, this isn't Dishonored.
Yeah, this is on a caliber far above Dishonored, no offense.
Oh, none taken. It's just still a 10-minute demo in the middle of a show or stage presentation is pushing it unless you have something that's action-packed, line up.
I think they end the show with it. I think they do.
It's probably going to be the last. If they do things right, it's going to be the last thing of the show, and it's just going to be like, you don't give a shit about Mass Effect, go home, we're done.
Again, preceded by Batman. Well,
yeah, no, we're going to get Arkham stuff. Let's just be fair there, and we'll discuss. The Arkham's at every Game Awards.
Come on.
It's tradition at this point.
Maybe one that our Arkham thing wasn't revealed.
I mean, Rocksteady might just come on stage. We have nothing to show for Arkham.
Here's just Mark Hamill laughing for 3 minutes.
Yeah, like we might just do that, but we're gonna have something along those lines. So that was a comment on that, and then there's another thing about the gameplay. Mac Walters posted. So somebody asked, the game will be more RPG or more shooter, or do you want a balance between them? He stated, we've improved both aspects and created a better balance than we've had in the past, with more freedom to play the way you want to play. So the first Mass Effect was very heavy on the RPG with a very open world.
Yeah, because they just came off of I mean, that's the next one they made after KOTOR, right?
Yeah, that was the next major thing after KOTOR. So it was very RPG heavy with an open world. 2 was very third-person shooter heavy with very light on the RPG. The third game kind of brought things both back together, but it still skimped a bit on the RPG aspect, and it was still more of a third-person shooter game. So this game apparently is going to really bring about both things, and I hope we do get the good RPG aspect of 1, but with like the combat, but in Frostbite of 3. I actually really hope they bring a lot of stuff learned on Dragon Age Inquisition in. Because while Dragon Age Inquisition is a bit of a slog for me to get through, I just don't like it as much as the other Dragon Age games after finally having some time with it. They did RPG and exploring a world better than any BioWare game ever.
Shout out to the Hinterlands.
Yeah, shout out to the fucking Hinterlands. Well, hey, we're gonna have the Nomad in this game, so we're gotta have something bigger than the Hinterlands.
Yeah, I just can't wait to get out there, explore the galaxy, bang more aliens. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, and here's another thing that was confirmed. Alien banging is not exclusive to any gender. They didn't outright say it's gonna be Dragon Age 2 where anyone can fuck anything, but because that, how many of us played Dragon Age 2 and accidentally had sex with Anders? It happened. If you clicked one, there were 6 options to click, and 5 of them led to having sex with him.
Accidentally.
Well, that too. 5 out of the 6 options led to a one-night stand with him, pretty much. So that was a huge, kind of misstep in things a little bit of being, but we're definitely going to have, gay options, lesbian options, and, straight options and bisexual options.
Double dick options.
Plenty. And possibly double dick options. These are new races. We might have some double dicks going on.
What if I want to bring the ship AI Edie?
Okay, let's see what kind of VI I guess we have in this, and maybe they're going to explore AI stuff in this game even more. So, I've just been, by the way, in the stream just showing off just imagery of the game that I pulled off. I've just been cycling through it a little bit.
That's fine.
But before we go into the last 3 things of this, because we were going way over the time allotment I had in mind, is there any like things you guys want to discuss of what you saw in either videos?
I haven't been able to like fully take it in yet.
It's a lot, yeah.
I want to know. Wait, what is their projected release window?
March.
Though
EA flat out came out and stated that they have no qualms about delaying the game even a month before release if they feel it's not ready. They're determined to make sure Andromeda is as good as it's supposed to be. Like EA said, this, not BioWare. So March is the projected time. I think it's the 17th. I remember reading. I don't think that's actually the set release date, but I think that's just what everyone is assuming at this point. But who knows? We may have to still wait months after that because, yeah, we'll see. They did the same. Dragon Age Inquisition was delayed, 3 weeks before release? It was delayed 4 months.
Something like that.
3 or 4 months. So, and that was still not the completed game promised. So,
as long as this and Red Dead stays clear of each other, I'm good.
Yeah, I would like Mass Effect. I really hope it's March because I really don't want to have to. I'm going to choose Mass Effect. We know who I am.
Me choose,
but do not put my two favorite, two of my top 5 favorite series in the same quarter of the year.
Well, that scares me because that's the projected release window for the Switch at this point.
Yeah, no, the Switch is coming at the same time as Mass Effect. So,
which means Zelda's coming out.
Which means Zelda is coming out at the same time as Mass Effect.
That's bad for me.
It's bad even for me because I'm so hyped up on the Zelda of Breath of the Wild and on the Switch that it's going to take all my energy not to buy this. But we know, again, it's me. It's
going to happen.
Let's just say, okay, nothing's been announced to this, but let's just say Mass Effect is like the previous games that you do everything. It's a 60-hour playthrough. I will have that game completed in 4 days. I will talk to my in-laws, watch my son for a few days. What are you doing?
Nothing.
My destiny.
Oh. Getting epic with it.
Yeah, no, I'm going epic with it. Damn Scipio. So, okay, let's talk collector's editions.
Oh my.
Because a lot of stuff came out today, and I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as humanly possible.
There's too many.
There is too many. So we have essentially 2 collector's editions on the BioWare store, which I guess finally hit Amazon as well. There is the Nomad, there is the Andromeda Nomad ND1 model collector's edition and the Andromeda Remote Control Nomad ND1 collector's edition. The major difference between these two being one comes with a die-cast replica of the Nomad vehicle, the other comes with a remote control one. It's $100 for the die-cast one, it's $200 for the remote control. You also have the option of getting the game this does not include the game at those prices. It's an extra $60 or $70, depending which version you get. But essentially, yeah, you get a remote controlled Nomad with a more expensive one. And then that's pretty, and then you get a little nifty box and a steelbook cover case, which if it's anything like Justin was mentioning with Mass Effect 2, good luck on preserving your discs. Because the last time they did a steelbook for Mass Effect, the last 2 times actually, it was a disc destroyer.
Yes, it was. Almost snapped mine in half.
Actually, that might be Mass Effect 3, because that's Mass Effect 3 right there.
It might have been.
So it may not have been 2. I can't really remember which ones came with that. And then additionally, this is only for PS4 and Xbox One. Ew. If you get the included thing. You could just buy the collector's edition without the game. If you want it on PC, you have 3 options through Origin. You have the standard edition for the standard $60, the deluxe edition for $70, and the super deluxe edition for $100.
It's super.
It's super duper. So go ahead, Brad.
Well, I was going to say, that Ryan asked us earlier in our group Slack, where are we buying this?
PC.
Really?
I'm going PC. I went PC for Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm certainly going PC for this.
It looks so pretty.
It just looks so pretty. The problem for me is I can't play games on my consoles anymore. I don't have the ability to do it. It's a time management and a location management thing, and I also personally have a PC that can handle it. So if we have to, I will consider looking into multi-placing things, but I would personally prefer to go PC.
If we did go console, I'd say PS4.
If we did, I would be PS4. My Xbox One is a barely functioning piece of garbage at this point. But It's going to break Ryan's heart, isn't it?
No, he'll go PC.
Okay.
I mean, it might not play it on higher settings, but he'll do it.
Yeah. It's but just for people's reference, you get 3 different pre-order bonuses. The deluxe edition comes with like a Pathfinder casual outfit, scavenger armor, a Pathfinder elite weapon set, a pet Pyjack, which is the monkey creatures you used to be able to run over in Mass Effect 1. And the digital soundtrack. And a multiplayer deluxe launch pack featuring 1 instant equipment pack. The Super Deluxe, the only additional thing you get is 20 packs of those multiplayer deluxe stuff served over 20 weeks, and then you also get 20 Super Deluxe premium booster packs served over 20 weeks.
They're pulling a Halo 5 there.
Kind of a little bit. So, that being said, yeah, that's the collector's editions. The final 2 things we got, because I gotta get going. My kid is really upset. We have the BioWare Beacon, which is BioWare's new way for fans to register for beta testing. And what that essentially is you go and punch in your information, and you can just tell them, you're interested in doing technical testing. In this case, the one that's available, not right now, but available to enter in is for multiplayer beta for Mass Effect Andromeda, because it's been confirmed there'll be 4-player co-op multiplayer.
Yay!
Which, my understanding of the description of it sounds like how they did Dragon Age Inquisition, but hybridized with what they did with Mass Effect 3's Fireteam. It sounds like we're going to get a little combination of both a wave system mixed with an actual story mode, but separate from before. And it asks you questions like, what was your N7 rating? How long did you play the multiplayer? Things like that. But this will actually apply to all BioWare titles. Like, it has you say which ones you're interested in, and like going like Old Republic, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. So it's a pretty simple thing. Beacon.bioware.com. I think just search BioWare Beacon and you'll find it. Mm-hmm. My annoyance with it is I want to do things on PS4, and it requires you to have your PS4 account linked, which I don't have. And the only way to link your account is to play an EA game.
Redbox.
So I'm going to have to Redbox. I'm going to have to frickin' rent Titanfall or Battlefield. Battlefield 1.
It's always Madden.
Or, no. Like, those are pretty much my options. I actually like football games, and I'm not going to rent that.
FIFA!
I'm going to test if you could do it with the demo. I actually downloaded FIFA's demo before I make some stupid mistake. And the final thing is Mass Effect Additional Media. There are 4 books announced coming out. One is rumored to come out next week, but they didn't say anything today, so I'm going to assume no. But somebody asked, would you ever make an Andromeda DLC showing ride ads? So, the which is, I guess, now the official name for Papa Ryder. For Ride Ad's adventures between 2149 and 2185, or is that Dark Horse material? Mac Walter said it's a storyline that they are developing, some of it for Mass Effect Andromeda and some for other things. So since he was involved with the First Contact War, I think we're finally getting a First Contact War. I'm just throwing all in. We're getting a First Contact War anime.
That'd be nice.
Anime.
Well,
remember, they're not super great Paragon Lost anime. And then they also did the phenomenal Dragon Age anime, which I don't remember what it was. So my feeling is we're going to get a First Contact War anime, and shut up and take my money. I'm fully in for that. Because the First Contact War is something I'm obsessed with. Finding out more information. I mean, I'll take books too, don't get me wrong. But sometime prior to the game's release, we're going to have the first book, which is going to detail the formation of the Andromeda Initiative. And that's pretty much all we know for external media. And there's still the Mass Effect movie, which I still in development?
Every video game movie's still in development.
I feel like it's getting to the point where the scope of the story, it might just be too big for a film.
It really, no. If they do a film, they cannot do the trilogy. Mm-hmm. They cannot do the Andromeda, whatever saga, whatever this is going to be. That's why First Contact War was most of our hopes for a movie, because it's a story most of us want more information on. It's a good war movie, going to be a good space opera kind of thing. And it's got really everything you look for in a movie, so we always kind of hoped that would be it. But, at this point, who knows what we're going to get, or if we're going to get anything. I don't even know if that really truly is still in development. I think Mass Effect Andromeda is going to determine that. I think N7 Day next year will be the first time we're going to hear anything. I mean, the Warcraft movie was in development for 9 damn years too, so. It went through, how many freaking directors, how many different iterations of things, so.
Yeah, it's it takes forever to get something this big off the ground and into Hollywood.
There's just too much scope.
Yeah.
So, and then at this point, I think BioWare is going to want to do the same thing Ubisoft is doing with Assassin's Creed and really try to control the property as much as possible. Which, unless EA is gonna start their own film department, which they really at this point should.
Yeah, but
unless they decide to start their own film division, they're not gonna let anyone else do it.
Actually, they may have a better ground to do this than we realize because they're in bed with Disney.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff with Disney. There's no question there.
Mentioning all the Star Wars properties, yeah.
Yeah, it actually certainly is a huge potential. And look, you give me a Disney/EA produced Mass Effect film, I'm in.
JJ likes space.
JJ likes space. Look, Star Trek 2009 already fucking stole it. Visually a lot of shit from Mass Effect. I mean, the whole them jumping down the drill prep platform in that movie with the music and how it zooms in and stuff was literally shot for shot stolen stylistically from Mass Effect style. So
I like you go not stolen, but we still use stolen in description.
I'm tired. Give me a break here.
Go far.
I've been awake for a very long time. But any other final thoughts we want to tackle on Mass Effect before I remember that I forgot to write an outro for you, Brad?
My favorite thing from N7 Day is the plushie,
the Morden
Solus.
It sings the entirety of Scientist Solarian. $40. It's $40. It's a Team Sanchi one. It's essentially they made the Talking Elcor plush, and then this is the next one. Which, when I realized there was the Elcor, I never knew the Elcor one talked. The moment I was looking up this Morden one and I saw that was where the idea came from, I was like, fuck, if I buy the Morden one, I gotta buy the Elcor one. And now that my wife's on the other side of the house, I did just buy the $200 remote control collector's edition and the $100 super deluxe edition of Mass Effect, so.
I already offered Josh if he needs a place to stay after.
No, I'm probably moving to South Carolina in a few months.
Hey!
Because, I'm moving somewhere because fuck, my marriage is over. I'm doomed. Can I write that off as a business expense? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be charged till next year for it. And then in addition, I don't think I'll be charged till next year for it. And in addition to that, we can make a video out of the remote control car.
That's what I'm saying. As long as you make content out of it, yes, it is a business expense.
My marriage
I'll
might not
take $100 edition.
I will also take one.
Seeing as I don't even know how business expenses work, and I'm going to try to write off, $2,000 of computer stuff. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's see next year. Maybe we can figure something.
Let's see how tax returns work.
I'm 31 years old and still don't know. So
thank you, public school systems.
Yeah, it's phenomenal how that works. Hey, a dog biscuit. Hello. I didn't even spot you come in. Sorry. I don't know how long ago that was.
I responded as soon as I saw it.
Cool.
So I was only 2 minutes off.
Cool. That works perfectly. So, outro?
Yeah.
Outro. Okay. Let me put us back to our standard look. I love studio mode now that I figured it out.
Yeah, so good.
Okay, so let's just start off. ConstantCalibrating.com/extralife. Go there, go to our roster list. Please donate more money. Just try to help us help the kids. We appreciate that. It's a great charity. We did a whole stream for it. We're going to have more stuff for our stream, highlight reel stuff coming out on youtube.com/concalpod over the coming weeks. Again, I have no schedule for this. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to edit this. I've got to break up a 25-hour stream and figure out how to even do that. So we're going to do that. ConstantCalibrating.com is your hub of pretty much everything we do. If it's not there, it's on social media, Facebook.com/ConstantCalibrating. Twitter is @ConCalPod. You're already watching this on Twitch.tv/ConstantCalibrating. If you're watching the live show at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. Instagram, Constant Calibrating. And I think that covers most of the main stuff. We didn't do a catch-all this last Saturday. It was just too difficult with Extra Life. But catch-alls will return Saturday evenings, youtube.com/concalpod. I'm at Bear Punch on Twitter. At The Aging Gamer is Justin. And at OG Xanos is our lovely host and wonderful person over on the East Coast, Brad.
And I still have facial hair.
And you still have facial hair, yeah.
They'll be back.
So don't be used to this for Justin. His will be back next week. His Eastern European bloodline. I'm amazed it's not back currently. It's actually pretty long compared to where it was clean shaven.
Yep.
I, however, this might be,
that's it.
Yeah, this might be it. Not even a joke. My wife was fucking pissed off when she saw this.
It's gonna be like a face merkin for you.
No, like she might buy me one of those hats that actually have the beard that you usually put on babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I might be Viking for a little bit. So that being said, that's the outro.
Oh, guys, we thank you for stopping in with us, be it live, be it recording. And until next time, we bid you good sign off.
Bye, everybody.